All right, let's make some more hot sauce. Got everything I need. Glove for sensitive skin, or I have contacts, that's a good reason. Food processor. Cutting board, knife. Nice and sharp. Bowl to catch everything. One of the most important things, really, I think, is probably just pen and paper, so you can write down where your weights. Caribe peppers. Habanero peppers. This one, I'm going to try some ginger. And also some lime, or limon verde in Spanish. So let's get started. And I've got an advantage of working outside. Right? So these organic materials shouldn't go into the trash. I've got gardens out here, or you can throw it in the garden if you have whatever, even flowers. Things like this should not go into the garbage. One other thing I didn't mention, and I've got to go back in the house for, is some apple cider vinegar. That way I can get the right consistency. I'm just going to cut these a little bit so that I can load them into this food processor. Some people will grate the seeds. I'm going to leave my seeds in there. It leaves a little coarser, it probably makes it a little bit hotter. I forget how many Scoville units these peppers are. I'll look that up and put it in the directions and instructions discussion. Ooh, I can feel that already. Now, one time I made peppers and I made a serious mistake. I did it outside, right? But then I took everything inside to rinse and clean. Wrong. I was gagging, gasping for breath because all that, as I rinsed, all those fumes went up in the air. It was bad. Well, did you notice I made one big, huge mistake? I just ground up these peppers. I forgot to weigh them. Too late now. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, apple cider vinegar, and put a little in there to help to get everything in solution, liquefy it. So I'm going to start right now with 1/2 cup. I'm going to go ahead with my salt. This is really any salt probably works except iodized table salt. The iodine will give you an off color, maybe an off taste. This happens to be a meat cure. There's nothing in it but salt. And it's very fine, so it dissolves easily. A lot of people use kosher salt, which is just as great. So I'll start with this 1 tablespoon. Actually, I'm going to put 2 here. I know my previous hot sauce simply wasn't salty enough. There we go. Give it a little blend. Got a little bit of slurry there. It will need some more pepper, which we will add. Woo, that's potent. Go ahead and table salt. Okay, so let's do our habanero. We'll just pull the stems out of these. There we go, that's working really well. And one of the things is I've been watching other creators on YouTube making sauce. It's one of those things that almost seems like you can't mess up. I'm going to go ahead. Put in 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar in this one. and 2 more tablespoons of salt. Well, I think I will go ahead and squeeze in my lemons. I have 5 lemons. Woo, that's potent. Notice I'm doing this outdoors in the morning. Outdoors, because the alternative is to, if you're working indoors, have all the windows and doors open, because this stuff is potent. Fumes from really, really potent. The other thing, I'm doing it in the morning. It is Texas. It is August. And the sun generally runs on broad. We've been hitting 100 degrees Fahrenheit here recently. Some years we will have a year where we don't have 100 degree temperatures. This is not one of them. We've had several so far, and we'll likely see it again, or see it really until we're into almost mid-September before the weather's supposed to work. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with my ginger. Take off some of the rough parts. Some people will skin it, but you know, I've seen several professional chefs with their own channel. They don't bother. Okay, I'm gonna put tomatoes. I got quite a bit of ginger here. We'll see just how much here in a moment. I'm just kind of cutting off the spots that are a little bit rough looking. All right, so $287 grams. So you've got that written down, you'll know what that is. The rest of it, you're on your own. If I was doing Chinese stir fry, yeah, I'll be cutting this really thin. I'm just going to do a coarse chop. I'll throw it in here. Still not there. I'm going to add one more half cup. So we'll see here. Is it 1.5 so far? So it'll be 2 cups. I'm almost tempted to add more salt, but I've got 4 tablespoons in there, I think. I have these bottles here. I think they're 5 ounces. Lids. Now these little caps You've seen the tiny little openings of most pepper bottles, right? This is what these caps are for. But I think this is just too thick, with too much seeds and such. So I'm going to skip that and just give people a hazard warning. Not to use too much. The other thing, see, these are actually shrink wrap, so I could put it on here. I'll do it off camera. Put it on there, seal it, hold the cap on. All right, so let's get to it. Well, that's a wrap. 7.5 bottles of, I think they're 5-ounce bottles. Now comes the cleanup. That will happen outside, because those stems inside will make you choke. Experience. Until next time.